Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a phrases review video. Now, the first thing that you should do is go into the description of this video and click on the phrases review link. This link will take you to an activity for you to review identifying phrases and how they act. The PowerPoint is super self-explanatory, and it provides tons of examples and answers for you to apply all of your phrases knowledge. However, because I've had lots of questions about phrases, I thought I'd make a video or two that walks you through some of the examples on this PowerPoint. So, here we go. The rules for this review are pretty simple. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to see a sentence. There's going to be a phrase underlined in the sentence. You got to identify the phrase. Then, depending on the type of phrase, you're going to answer a couple of questions about it. We're just going to do this again and again and again. Don't make this more complicated than it needs to be. If we decide that the underlined phrase is a prepositional phrase, we're going to ask ourselves, what is it modifying and how is it acting? If we decide that the phrase is an appositive phrase, we're going to ask ourselves, what is it renaming? If we decide it's a participle phrase, what is it modifying? If it's a gerund phrase, we got to figure out how the noun is acting. And if we decide it's an infinitive phrase, we got to identify it as either a noun, adverb, or adjective. And then we got to figure out how that's acting. Also, I should probably point out before I start that I pulled all of these questions from another worksheet that I made a really long time ago, so the sentences are not going to make a whole lot of sense without the context of the rest of the worksheet. Also, I was sort of on a Stephen King kick when I wrote this, so the sentences get a little bit weird. Don't worry about it. We'll just do a handful of these so that you can figure out how this process works, and then we'll do another video with a whole lot more. Here we go. The first sentence reads like this. This is a story about my cat, Spot. Spot is the underlined phrase. In this instance, Spot is an appositive. And in this sentence, the appositive is renaming the word cat. Not too bad. Next sentence reads like this. To understand the story better, I need to provide some background information. I see that we got the word to plus a verb, so I know that this is an infinitive phrase. Also, I can move the infinitive to the back of the sentence, so it reads like this. I need to provide some background information to understand this story better. And because I can move it to the back, that makes it an adverb phrase. And in this instance, it is modifying the word need. Defining my cat is no easy task, you see. Defining ends in an ing, which means either it is going to be a participle or a gerund. In this case, I know that it's acting as a gerund, and here's how I can double check. I can remove it, the entire phrase, and replace it with one of these words. This, that, someone, or something. Like this. This is no easy task, you see. See? Works pretty well. In this instance, it is also acting as the subject of the sentence. Spot is actually, secretly, by the glow of the moon, Darth Kitty. The word of, I know, starts a prepositional phrase. And in this instance, of the moon describes the glow. And because glow is a noun, of the moon has to be an adjective. Darth Kitty did not start his life with me in Iowa. I know that in is a preposition, so in Iowa is a prepositional phrase. In this instance, the phrase is modifying the words did start or did not start, and because did start or did not start is a verb, in Iowa has to be an adverb because that's how we modify verbs. It had been the family's job to keep the lighthouse working. I have to plus a verb, so I know that this is an infinitive. In this instance, to keep the lighthouse working is actually describing what kind of job is it. And since job is a noun, that makes our infinitive an adjective. We're at the end of this video. Go to the next video and we'll continue going through our examples, but we'll go a little bit faster. See you in the next video!